Most people can take communication for granted. They open their mouths and words come out. But imagine not being able to speak with your voice, or even to type text independently into a device. Having thoughts and feelings pile up in your head and body with no way to get them out or tell anyone. What has this been like for you?
I cannot use my voice reliably because of sensory and motor planning difficulties. I would have liked to say a lot as a child. I had to find other ways to say simple things like basic needs and yes and no. I used looks, smiles, clicks, gentle touch, exact English signs.
What is the sign for walk? Smile and friend. One, two, three. Sleep.
I used pic symbols and actually speaking some greetings after a lot of practice. Supported typing is the most reliable way I express deeper thoughts and feelings. When I learned to communicate this way more than 27 years ago, I had a whole new world open. Before that, I had no way to tell anyone how I felt except my eyes and behavior. I was angry, frustrated and anxious. At last I had a way of communicating and, though I was still autistic, life was better. Supported typing helps me to share myself and be free to be me. It's not easy. It's painful and slow. But it's the best way I have.
How does supported typing work for you?
I need to get my words out of my head so I can live the ideas. It is my life and my words that I am typing. I need support with many things. I need to arrange my thoughts in my head with my body to type. I have to make my body cooperate. It must be steady to focus and it takes many thoughts to make this all work. It takes me time to get the words organized, but then they flow out quickly. I do the moving, pointing, spelling. I want to show anyone who cares to listen and learn how best to communicate with me. Even those who will not learn to provide support, please understand that it is me talking and it is real. You just need to listen and sometimes wait.
How does your facilitator support you to communicate?
My facilitator gives me physical, emotional and communication support.
Ready to go. We're going to lift our arms all the way up above our heads and stretch as far as we can.
You believe I have something to say and you encourage me to be independent in my thinking. You steady my nerves and muscles so I can focus on what I want to type. I need your support to pull back and give me the connection between my brain and my fingers. A really good facilitator tries to feel everything that I feel. You keep reminding me to keep my eyes open, look at the screen, sit up properly with feet flat, and keep going because I have lots to talk about. If I get a bit stuck, you may gently wave the perch. You look at me and smile or say, "Great job." You pull back if I am not looking and let me go freely when I am looking all the time. Over and over again I get the message from you.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Sometimes you look like a concert conductor. You also train and mentor new communication assistants and facilitators.
Please tell us about the perch.
I like to use a perch or short rod held by my facilitator because it makes me feel grounded and I can think on my own, more than if she is holding my typing arm with her hand. I need the perch to sit my hand on like a bird sits on a branch. I need something to touch to make the connection. We work together with a rhythm that is like a dance. I need more support if I am going through a rough patch when I am unwell and rigid in my movements. I am in many moods all the time. I can have many feelings at once, then I get stuck.
Tell us about your communication devices.
I have always preferred devices with text-to-speech voice output. In the past these were harder to obtain and more expensive. I have used most brands. Now I mostly compose on an iMac running Kurzweil programs. I also have a light writer that sounds like Stephen Hawking and an iPad. Of course, it is a computer voice rather than my own, but I generate the voice from the keyboard. I want it to be me that people hear. I love to be heard. I want it to be clear that I am always the one doing the talking.
People may be puzzled that you can copy-type independently without physical support but need support for messages you compose?
When I copy-type, the words are already there. I read new ideas and feed my brain with words. I love to copy-type independently on my computer. But composing new thoughts and words in sentences and getting them from my brain to my fingertips is not easy. I can hardly get my ideas out without being properly connected. When I am feeling very well and focused, and my words are flowing, I can sometimes take off on my own, composing new messages for a while, but my facilitator is still next to me, encouraging me by believing in me.
When typing with support, you have said that you need to be in the company of people who believe in you.
Yes, that is very important or it does not work. I need someone who wants to hear what I have to say and then listens to those words. Negative thinkers and skeptics make me feel they doubt my ability. I get bad vibes if you doubt my abilities or that I am the author of my words. I need you to believe in me or I might lose faith in myself. I need helpers who are encouragers and give me positive energy. When I am with people who do not believe in me, I get paralyzed and disabled. Communication is the only thing that matters when I have something important to say. I have to continue speaking my words so I do not explode. I want to be included, so engage me.
What do you mean by best practice?
best practice in supported typing means doing whatever it takes for people to recognize that I am typing my own words and making my own choices. I will do my very best to use best practices in supported typing as it works for me. I need to ensure that it's my voice and my choice coming through.
Do you feel pressure to prove you are typing your own thoughts and words?
I want to be believed. That's always important, but especially when I type about leading my life. If I communicate with different facilitators, my ideas are still the same. They are mine. I am the one typing. My facilitators do not know the details and other people in my life. I compose poetry with my special words and images when supported by different facilitators. I am the author. It's me. How I type should never be more important than why and what I am communicating. Some factors help me to use best practices for the best reasons. Regular deep conversations supported by an experienced facilitator with people who know me as discussants. Keeping a record of what we say. Encouragement by everyone in my life so I know I am believed and listened to. Ways of verifying and validating what I type.
I hear you have had some recent experience that can help with this?
My communication partners and I have recently learned from clean language.
I can also see that light again, and I think other people notice this when it happens.
And when you can see that light again and other people can notice it when it happens, then what happens?
This is a way of encouraging people to say how they feel and what they fear, and often to work out for themselves how to resolve some suffering or struggle. A key feature is that the therapist does not lead or give advice to the client, but asks only clean questions that reflect back the client's own words in ways that help them to reach their unconscious minds.
Well, I feel happy, and when people notice, it makes them happy as well.
And you feel happy, and when people notice, it makes them happy as well. And now that you know what happens, what difference will knowing that make?
The method can also be used to understand a person's qualities and gifts.
From your list, did you have a particular one you were interested in?
I am a good advocate for autism.
Tell us about being an advocate for autism. How do you do that?
I help other people like myself who cannot speak but has a voice to be heard.
I have been fortunate to have 6 clean language conversations with leading world therapists in the last few months. I would like more people to have this sort of help.
If you and your family, friends and supporters believe in you, isn't that enough?
No matter how hard we try to communicate with best practices, what we say with supported typing may be disbelieved by some because we cannot speak with our voices. It matters if anyone doubts us. But to be citizens in our communities, we may need people in authority like doctors, judges, bankers, managers, lawyers, etc. to believe that we understand the risks and benefits of what we are choosing and that we are typing our own words and ideas.
What are some ways you are having to prove your intelligence to people in authority?
Making my will recently with my lawyer. I have made a short video to show how I understand my choices and make decisions. I also have to sign various agreements. A special statement in which I put plans in place for the future after I pass away, especially about any money or possessions I leave which are called my estate. I need to do this properly with a lawyer's help. If I die without a will, any assets I have just go to the government. I cannot influence how they could be used. We have an idea that could help. I love to do online courses in various subjects and to earn diplomas and certificates. We could each work towards earning a certificate saying that, when supported by a trained facilitator, we have proved we are competent to understand our options and communicate our choices. This certificate could be called a Credential for Communication and Decision Making, CCDM. This is something I have wanted for a long time. It needs to happen so I can continue to make my own decisions. Facilitators could also earn these certificates to work with particular communicators.
You must have felt lonely before you found a reliable way to communicate. Do others use supported typing?
One joy of my life is my relationship through bridges over barriers with friends who also type to talk. I have been a kind of leader since I invited people to join the group 15 years ago. Before that, most of us were on our own. We might communicate with support but did not know that any others did. Some of us express ourselves in open-ended sentences and paragraphs, even poetry. We use different devices. Some of us may type less but still bring out remarkable thoughts. One is very eloquent with supported handwriting. It may seem amazing to some that we, who cannot use our voices to speak and may act in odd ways, can type meaningful messages showing that we have language and can read and spell. But supported typing is not a circus act. We are not freaks. People should realize we are intelligent beings with minds and hearts. Our Bridges members care about helping people who need special support to communicate reliably. We share what it's like to live with our challenges and the strategies that help. We encourage one another to compose our stories in words and images. We want to do what we can to help others express themselves reliably. The credential idea could help us all. We are also trying to attract, train and support new people who can be communication assistants and facilitators.
Tell us about your Bridges dream.
I want to be a vibrant man who gives the world something to think about. I think I owe the world this. I want my Bridges friends to tell the world they are smart and have many things to say. We cannot keep our thoughts to ourselves. I cannot imagine life now without supported typing. It would be horrible to be silenced. I want the Bridges dream to make a difference for more people who cannot speak with their voices, including younger kids who are still in school. We need more people to be interested in the Bridges dream so it never ends. This is what matters to me.